Welcome to the debauchery. We have such sights to show you.
Here's Johnny!
All you have left is my desire for you.
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
Welcome back to another episode of Triple FMK. As always, I'm your host, Jay. And on this episode, I have the honor, and I'm lucky, I'm excited. I get to have Trevor Juenger. Am I saying it right? Younger?
We usually say younger, but that's
Younger.
not even right, so whatever.
Oh,
it's cool, Jay.
It's all good because before we got on here, I had to pull up Google Pronounce. And I typed your name in, and that's what I did last week when I covered Coyote. When I said it, I had the Google Pronounce say it to me, so I was hoping I got it right.
Yeah, well, you're close enough, right?
Okay,
As long
okay.
as you don't pronounce the J like Juenger.
No,
That's the worst one.
Yep. So when I first read it, I first seen it, I was like, "Is it pronounced with a J?" And then when I said it, I was like, "Nah, I don't think that's right." But yeah,
it's a really hard one. It's a tough one.
Oh, so good. But super excited for this episode. If you have listened over the past few weeks, I've been doing Happy Birthday to Bill month, where I've watched Bill O'Burst Jr. movies. And one of the ones Bill wanted me to watch was your movie, Coyote. And I had seen it prior to him picking it, and I was excited with that he wanted me to do that movie. And so you reached out to me through Instagram after, Bill had kind of posted it. I was covering it. So that was exciting to me. And for you to be willing to come on here and I just want to talk about what you do and, kind of like some of the stories behind some of your movies.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you're a fan of Bill Oberst, and so am I. So it was cool to hear that you were doing some stuff with him, and um, it's cool when anyone like gives any kind of appreciation to the films that we make and stuff. So as much as it maybe seems like it's like a bigger deal, yeah, there's not a ton of people that really like this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of people will watch it, but they usually like fucking hate it, right? So if we have any opportunity to connect with some people that really like the this kind of content, which is rare, I'm definitely going to do it. But yeah, Bill's awesome, and like you got to talk with him and stuff, and so far our tastes have kind of aligned. I've listened to your previous podcast, so I like this.
Yeah.
And I don't really like Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies. I remember saying,
I did kill that one.
something at the time, right? Like that was a little bit before we shot Coyote and stuff, and like everybody was like, "This movie's great," and Bill's great, and Bill's great.
Yeah,
the movie's
the movie. Well, yeah, because I watched it because and a lot of people before I watched it were like, "Oh, you like Bill so much, you're gonna marry all of his movies." And then I watched Coyote, and I was like, the very first one, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to kill the very first one.
yeah, that Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies. I've tried so many times with it stuff,
Yep.
but man, it's just the asylum's really tough for me, right?
Yeah.
Like I like art over industry, and that really feels like they're just trying to capitalize off of another property. They're trying to get grandma at Walmart to mistake this movie for that movie and buy Transmorphers instead of Transformers for their kid, right? So like props to them for getting some movies made. No complete hate on them. It's not my thing, right?
Yeah, like me, I said, if I need to get my bill fixed, that will not be my go-to.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies. It is cool to see him as Abe Lincoln, though.
It was,
I
enjoyed it.
I guess there's a benefit to it, but you get like a little ways in, and you're just like, I've seen enough.
Yeah. But so, where are you originally from?
So I'm from Southern Illinois originally.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved to St. Louis, and then I moved back to Southern Illinois after I had my child, because schools are better So in St. Louis,
Okay, yeah.
no hate on all you St. Louis people. I liked it there, but I where I was living, the schools weren't the best.
So are you in St. Louis now?
No, I'm in a spot called O'Fallon, Illinois, but it's about 30 minutes from St. Louis. So I
Okay.
still do all my business in St. Louis, and like I teach out in St. Louis and stuff, but it's just a nice suburb. It's really just pleasant to live in. You can leave your house and not have to worry about anything. You can walk down the streets and stuff.
Hmm.
The cars aren't flying by you. It's
Oh yeah.
really just a nice little spot.
That's my goal when I retire. Is like I want one of them little spots where it's like I don't want busy. I don't want a lot of people. I want to just like you said, if I want to walk down the street, I ain't gotta, just a
Yeah, I
nice little
agree. Like
community.
I grew up in like a super little town, right? And
Hmm.
like I didn't like that. It's like a ghost town now. There's nothing to do. You have to drive a half an hour to get to like to the nearest McDonald's, right?
Hmm.
Like it's out in the countryside and stuff. But here I have, Walmart and Target and all that stuff all within like 10, 15 minutes. So
Okay.
it's very convenient. And
Hmm.
there's like suburbs is nice. Suburbs. Go for the suburbs.
Yes, yes. That's my end goal for when retirement gets upon me. But yeah, what? Because I pulled up, I went to your website,
Oh,
Trevor
cool.
Juenger, TrevorJuenger.com,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, sure.
I kind of was reading through the bio you got on there, and then I went through some of your movies, and it stated in there that you started the film thing. Was it like 17,
The film thing? Oh,
or was
so I
that
think
younger?
I started, I don't know, I've been doing this for as long as I can remember, really, but I think the first movie that really like counted as a movie, I guess, was around that age. Yeah. So I think it was my senior year of high school when we did like an artsy film with lots of sex stuff and violence.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that was around that time. But yeah, I've been making little shorts and animations and all that stuff since I was a little kid. My parents had like a VHS camcorder,
Hmm.
and I just like got it out and was fascinated by it and wanted to make things with it. So we made like little claymation shorts and stuff like that. Also violent and sexual, but not full on scenes and like
Yeah,
a story and stuff.
super cool, man. Because I've me and my brother talk a lot, and I've talked to other friends of mine, and anybody that can do the creative stuff like you do. To me, that I find that just amazing because I don't have that in me. I'm not that person that can sit down and just put a story to something. I can watch something and talk shit about it, but so I always find it super cool when people that can see something in their mind and can and put it out there like that. And I was going through some of your films, and I didn't realize because we originally reached out because of Coyote,
Hmm.
and when I was looking through your list, I realized you also did the Man in Room 6.
Yeah. That's a newer one that what came out 2022. So that's
Yes,
last year. It's like a year and a half.
yes.
But yeah, it's like a super duper long project. I think we shot for 3 years and post production for another couple. And it's like this like sprawling epic thing. But no one wants to watch it because it's really long.
But see,
Uh,
that's and because I will argue with people on this one when it
yeah.
comes to a longer movie, because I was talking about this the other day when I was telling somebody as I'm talking, I was sitting there, I was going to talk to you on my show. And of course, they're not big into like a lot of the movies. They're like, well, what movies did he do? And I was naming it, and they're like, well, I've never heard of it. And I'm like, well,
Oh
you need
yeah.
to watch this and this. And I was like, The Man in Room 6. And I said, I told them where they can watch it. And they hit me up and they're like, man, that thing's like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, man, but you just watch it. And they're like, man, I can't spend 2.5 hours. I said, but I bet your ass watched the last fucking Marvel movie or Batman movie that ran for like 3 fucking hours.
Yeah,
And
we
they're like,
actually played with Batman at a drive-in theater, and it was exhausting. Like,
oh,
shit.
wow.
But on streaming, you don't have to watch
Yeah.
everything all in one go, right? Like you
Yep.
can pause it, you can come back to it. And I like we have it built like it's like a book, right? Like it's laid out in chapters.
Hmm.
So there are these clear moments where you can, okay, I'm going to stop it and I'm going to come back and watch it tomorrow. It's just like you read a book in bed
Yep.
and you go, okay, I finished this chapter. I'll read the rest. You don't have to read a whole fucking book all at once,
Yeah.
right?
And because
But
I did that with A Man in Room 6. I watched it. I
yeah,
started it one night and it was getting late and I hit pause. I still got about like an hour and a half. I'll just catch it tomorrow. And
yeah.
so, and like I said, but yeah, a lot of people see that time, man, and it just, I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah, no, I kind of get it. Like lots of people really want a very specific format. They want things to kind of be, exactly as they expect them to be.
Hmm.
And I think I understand that a little bit more now than I did at the time because I always just want to make what I want to
Oh, yeah.
make, right? Like, and I don't want to fucking compromise it for anybody. But I think I get it more that it's like a comfort thing. It's like you want the same thing again, right?
Hmm.
And like I don't want to do that for you,
Yeah.
right? I want to make some eclectic weird shit and like serve you a dish that you've never had before. But for most people, like they eat their meal and they want
Hmm.
that same meal again, right? And even though they want it like a little twist on it or something, but it's still the
They still
same
want that.
thing.
Yes. They want it in the same ballpark, and,
Yeah.
that's the way I am with this show. I tell people all the time, they're like, well, what's your movie? What's your show kind of like? And I tell them, I was like, well, I'm this way and it's not popular. I don't have people, running to subscribe and
Yeah.
follow along. But and I told my brother when we started it, I was like, I'm I'm not the type that's going to please the masses. I was like, I'm just going to be me, and some people will like it, some people won't, and I'll focus my time on the ones that do like it.
Hey, yeah, I am 100% on board with that. I think authenticity is what you need to do, and people can like smell out so quickly if someone's being fake, you
Hmm.
know? And then what's the fucking point of any of this, right?
Yeah,
Like I'm being fake and I'm still a failure,
yeah,
right? Well, fail being yourself, and then at least you get to like be yourself, right?
exactly, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, like I think all this shit everything's a big illusion, right? Like all these people that appear to be much more popular than there aren't that many people out there, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
do you think 10 million people are liking every single thing out in the world? It's not.
nope.
It's not real. It's not real. A lot of stuff isn't real. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a crazy person.
No, it's
Conspiracy
all.
theorist. Dead
Hey,
internet theory. Heard of it?
what, the dead internet?
Dead internet theory. Yeah, it's
No, I
this
haven't.
idea that like the vast majority of people that are like commenting and liking stuff on social media and stuff, they're all just bots. Like it's not real people.
Oh,
And
okay.
then like the internet is actually much smaller than what it's perceived to be. Because like at some point, just bots have completely infiltrated
Just
things.
taking
And
over all of it.
yeah, but I like kind of see it, right? Because
Yeah,
like you see the same comment over and over again and shit that reads like fucking robot or something like great job, like 100 times
yeah.
the same way with an exclamation point or a period this time. Like, is that a real person? I don't know. I don't know about that.
I catch myself doing that on social media when I see a certain post and it's kind of the same. And so I'll go
Yeah.
to the comments and I'm reading the exact same comments that are on another post that's about the same thing, exact same comments. And I'm just like, they just have like a geek sit behind a computer, like, control V, just copying and pasting it.
I don't even think it's a geek. I
Yeah,
think it's a bot.
the
It just
bots.
is an algorithmic thing, and people
Yeah,
pay for them, and then it looks like they're more popular than what they are,
yeah.
right? And that's not to say that there aren't people on social media and stuff, and they're cool and they engage and stuff, but the 10 million views and likes and comments on something that's stupid and it's really fucking discouraging, right? Like because you're doing something that's authentic
Hmm.
and you see someone post a clip art picture of a heart or something and it's got 10 million likes and you're like what the fuck is happening? But I think it's all an illusion and it maybe I'm not sure why but it makes us feel like shit, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to make stuff. I'm gonna have a drink of my 7 Up.
Hey, Gentleman Jack, it's
Mhm.
always on the show with me. But I was scrolling through some of your films,
Mhm.
and some of them it let me watch. And there's one I wanted to, but I can't. And I was going to hit you up to find out where can I watch this one.
Okay.
Johnny Be Gone.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's anywhere right
Yeah,
now.
because I was
There's.
looking, because I've watched over the weekend. I uh watched Cody again, Man in Room 6. I watched Dope,
Oh, cool.
and I watched Crabs in a Dollhouse.
Oh, yeah, my wife's film.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
but awesome. I really like Grabs and Balls.
yep. And another one that I like was Trash Man.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that was the like concept film for Coyote. So you'd see like mirroring shots and stuff where we were testing things out.
Yeah, because I actually wrote a note down on my phone while I was watching it. And I was going to ask you, I was like, there's a scene in the Trash Man with the blue wall living room, the same one that Bill was sitting in front of in Cody. And I was going to ask, was that the same room?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was our old house, and
Okay.
like we bought this house in it was like the year after the housing crash, and they like gave you money to buy a house and stuff. So that was our first house. And then we like kind of built it around this movie. And we
Okay.
like the dog that's in it, the coyote that's in it and
Yeah.
stuff. That was like we bought and adopted a dog because we were gonna make this movie and stuff. So we acquired new pets and stuff. Our lives just kind of revolved around this narrative to make the production work and stuff. But yeah, I mean, like before we shot Coyote, we wanted to try a bunch of things, make sure that like they were going to work properly or they were going to come out the way that we expected them to. How do we
Mhm.
light in these certain rooms and stuff? So, yeah, that was an exercise in that. It doesn't make a ton of coherent sense, but it was fun. It was fun for sure, and
Yeah.
it's starring our composer for Coyote. So the dude that did all the music for Coyote
Hmm.
is like the main guy in
Okay.
Trash Man. Mike
And
Sherrill, cool guy,
oh yeah.
not with us anymore, but
Oh, okay. The yeah, so and another what was it? I think there was the ones I was able to track down. Like I found a couple of them on YouTube and stuff like that.
cool.
And that I was able to, and some of them lets you watch it straight from the website, people. So if you go check out his website, and it will be in the link underneath the description of this show once it goes up. But
Oh, that's
you can
nice.
watch a lot of them right from his website. Little short ones, not real long. So, but
Yeah,
I
that's a
was
benefit for
a
a lot of people, huh?
huh?
That's a benefit for a lot of
I
people,
know
huh?
because a lot of people this seems like they're
That 2.5 hour movie. Let's not do that.
yeah.
Oh,
Let's
this one's 8 minutes. So that's good.
yeah.
Let's watch that
This one's
one.
only like 30 minutes or 20 minutes, but it'll roll right past that 3.5 hour. But I had a Dope. I really, really liked Dope. I'm fucking dope.
Yeah.
Dope's a fucking movie.
Well, I'm happy you liked it. It was like a uh what do you call that? A pilot for
Mhm.
a series. So things kind of are developed, but don't like in the next episode you'd learn about these things.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that in that way, it may be a little bit frustrating for people to watch it as a standalone thing. But yeah, we made this thing on spec and went out and shot it and stuff. And I thought like it's probably the most fun I've had making a film or a show or whatever you want to call it and stuff. But then everyone was just kind of met on it. It's weird. It was a weird experience because I thought our production was better than previous projects, and I thought that it was more suitable for people. My shit's usually really like you talked about the vagina camera and stuff, right? Like that put
Yeah.
people off a little bit. My mom didn't like that. She
Yeah.
left the theater when that started to happen. So this one felt like a lot more acceptable to the masses and stuff. But
Hmm.
then it was just met with yeah, it's fine. And I'm like, okay. And I hate that, right? So
Yeah.
I'd rather have people be like, this is garbage and I hate you than it's fine.
Okay,
know?
yeah. I was curious when you started talking about it like that. Because at first I thought you meant like other people just didn't. Were you just not a big fan of it because the
Oh,
reaction was
I
different?
like it. I think it's
Okay,
fun.
okay.
I'm talking about other people. Yeah. So
Oh,
we put
got you,
out
got you.
like we put out the like Survey Monkey things. It was like we were trying to do this stuff for real, right? So in the earlier cuts, and then it got recut and stuff. We sent out like all these like basically like an online focus group to get feedback on the project, what they liked and what they didn't like, and all this stuff. And it was kind of all over the place, so it doesn't really tell you anything specific unless like everyone said this one thing, but no one did, right?
Hmm.
And, almost everyone just kind of fell in the middle. They were like, it's okay. Um, Rather than I love it and I hate it. And like that was the project where I was like, fuck, let's just let's make something. I'm just gonna make something that I want to make. And then if everybody fucking hates it, whatever. I made what I wanted, right? And I know that that's not how a lot of people operate, but that's how I have to, or I'll go fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, that's nothing wrong with that at all. Is there is there one of your films that's your favorite? Like you're just that's your baby.
I don't know. I think both Coyote and Man in Room Six are kind of like that. And Man in Room Six has that recency bias because like it just got done
Yeah.
and it was my life for uh, several years and stuff. And Coyote was probably the first movie where people started taking me seriously, and it was because Bill took me seriously, right? So I pushed him as hard as I could to do whatever he would do.
Hmm.
And like dude was like Bill's great now. At that time he was like super hungry. Like he wanted it so bad.
Mm.
So like we talked about like if I could cut off his arm and then get it sewed back on and stuff and it would operate fine like for a shot, would he do it? And he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like he was that into it. So like the puke scene that you saw in that movie, that's like he drank ipecac, and
Holy
like we
shit.
yeah, and we fed him like red vines and red food coloring and stuff, and we just sat there. We had to wait maybe like 45 minutes for it to hit, and we just put 3 cameras on him and stuff and just waited, and like he just held up his hand and he's like, it's time. And it just like
Oh
it
wow.
happened. It was incredible. I don't
Yeah.
know anyone who's that dedicated to do something like art is suffering, right?
Hmm.
To really just throw yourself into that and be like, yeah, I'll suffer for this. And like because he was willing to take those risks and trust me and stuff, I think that has helped me considerably. Other people do that now, right?
Hmm.
Like they know that I'm not gonna just fucking I'm not just a sadist,
Hmm.
that I am actually trying to make something here and get to something that other people aren't trying to do. And like that's the point of the whole thing, right?
Yeah. And Cody was one of those because I remember when I first me and Bill was we had emailed a little bit and he had I'd watched, I forget what movie it was I'd watched, and he had mentioned, he said, well, you may like Cody. And so I found it, bought it, and watched it, and it was just something about it that was just it made me feel just kind of dirty watching it. Like I just it
It's a
made me
gross movie.
yeah, it is, and it makes you feel like you're almost like you're sitting there with him watching all of it. And it's just it makes you feel kind of just uneasy watching it. And like I said, I love a movie that don't give me all the answers. I love a
Yeah,
movie that makes me sit there going, what the fuck's this supposed to mean? And that one did that, with Cody,
yeah,
because I don't know if the whole thing was real. Was Bill sitting there writing a fucking book and this was just his way, and that's one of
yeah.
the good things I really liked about Cody.
Yeah, so that I mean, like that's a philosophy with writing and stuff. So, Coyote took, I think it was like 10 drafts, and the idea is like, okay, let's write it with one thing in mind, and all right, let's rewrite it with this other thing in mind. This is what's going on. And then let's rewrite it and make this other thing going on. And then you go back and edit out all of the things that make it that are mutually exclusive, right?
Mhm.
So like you go, you have no idea, right? Like it could be this or this or this or this or this. And I don't know, right? Because I wrote it in all these different ways, right? So and it could be something that I didn't even think of, right? Because the amalgamation of each of these things could be something totally different for you. And I think that that's something that maybe other people do and they don't cop to. So like the surrealist filmmakers and stuff, people ask them what their movies mean and stuff, and they like dodge the question and stuff. And it may be that they don't mean anything, right?
Yeah.
Like my shit doesn't mean anything. It could mean several things, but in all those things are removed now, so it doesn't mean anything at all. And like that doesn't sound captivating, but that's the way it is, and that's that's the philosophy behind it and stuff. Same with Man in Room Six. It's the same philosophy. You write it, this thing is happening. Rewrite it, this thing is happening. Remove the things that would mean that specifically this thing or this thing is happening. And I think that that's cool. I like open-ended stuff. A lot of people don't, right?
Yep.
A lot of people, a lot of
No,
people
a lot
like
of people don't.
that same meal.
Yep,
They,
that
they,
same
they
one.
like their popcorn to just be butter flavored.
Yes. And because I had somebody watch Cody, and the first thing they said was, I don't get it. And I was like, well, then mission accomplished. You're not supposed to get it. I said, how?
Yeah.
I told him, I said, what did you think was going on? What did you think was going on? They were like, well, I think he was doing, I think this and this and this. And I said, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's your take on it. And they were like, well, how'd you see it? And I was like, well, I seen it. Maybe it could have went 2 or 3 different ways watching the movie. And they're like, yeah, that makes sense now. But they wanted that, like, here's my beginning, here's my middle, this is my ending. Like you said, it's that comfort meal.
Yeah. A lot of people want that, but like what to me, what's cool is like you screen somewhere in a theater, and then everyone comes out and starts like talking to each other about it and stuff. And I want them to like argue, right?
Yeah.
I don't want them
Yeah.
to be like, that was fun, I
Yeah.
liked it, and then it's gone out of their head. You fuck with them, it like sticks there, right? It stays in your brain for a little while.
Yep.
It has some more longevity that way. But yeah, a lot of people don't like that. So, but guess what? Like if I was trying to make fucking something that everybody liked, I would suck at it, right? I don't have the budget for that. I can't
Yeah.
fucking make a $10,000 Spider-Man movie and expect people to like it. Like what would I be doing? So like we have an opportunity as independent filmmakers to do something totally different, right? Because our stories aren't dictated to us by studios or producers or anything like that. We just make what you want and you'll make something entirely original. Sorry to rant, but once upon a time,
Oh no, go right
not that
ahead.
long ago, right? 2012, around the time of Coyote, like that's all everybody was talking about was like, Jesus Christ, I've seen the same fucking movie a million times. It's a remake, it's a sequel, it's the same movie with a different name. I just want something new, right? And it's like, yes, I am 100% on board with that. But now it's shifted, right? And everybody's like, oh, it needs to be exactly like these things. Everyone's like a film scholar, but like they want it to follow the formula of Star Wars, right? Heroes, I know about the hero's journey, and you missed this thing in the hero's journey. Therefore, your project is not very good, right? And like everybody's on that, but like with us making things that are original and stuff, I think we have a sworn artistic duty to do something different, right? Like it's our opportunity. Otherwise, it's just Marvel movies. And like, no hate on you if you like Marvel movies,
I'm
but
a
you probably
DC guy.
watch them. Well, even DC, you don't want to watch just DC all
No,
the time.
no.
That's it.
Oh no.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool.
No, but
Well, we're on the same.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And that's one of the things that I like with when I'm looking through movies to watch, because I've for me it's like I watch horror movies, whatever, 95% of the time. And for me, I look for those like the indie movies because those those get my attention. Those I because the idea that somebody does this and like you said, may only have a $10,000 budget or whatever,
Yeah.
and can do this, for that amount of money, and then I'll go and watch movies that's got millions of dollars behind it, and I didn't get the same reaction out of watching that movie than I did Cody. Cody puts me in a
Yeah.
place where I'm asking questions. I feel nasty while I'm watching it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. But yet, millions and millions of dollar movie don't give me that feeling. I'm watching it and I know exactly what's happening. Like it's just checking the boxes.
Yeah, I think that that's the strength of it as a film. Like that's if I look back on things and I go, okay, the production's not great here and stuff, and sound kind of sucks here, and I have issues with the narrative and all that shit. But I think it oozes with like when you look at a super low budget film, like you can see what's behind the curtain just like by watching it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's a bunch of people that are like fucking like hitting it as hard as they can with everything they have, there's something admirable about that, right? Like we're like this is Coyote is the cinematographer is living in my basement. We're eating like beets because we have no money, right? And like Bill is working for like pennies, right? And he's just giving absolutely everything, and we're doing like 18-hour days, and we're in the just fucking brutal heat, and like when he's got all the mud on him and stuff, he
Yeah.
has like mud daubers. Like he went to the fucking river that was right next to us, and he's like, I'm just gonna put on a bunch of mud. And I was like, yes, please do. And he like just covers himself in this stuff, and we just see like stinging insects just like stuck to him and stuff, and he's just like, oh, let's go, we're doing this. And it's like that shit is as much as you can have like toxic stuff infiltrate your set and stuff, there's some kind of like crazy raw creativity, just passion that
Mm-hmm.
can uh, just sort of spread throughout the people and stuff, and you can just kind of feel that when you look through a movie versus some fucking asshole trying to remake La Llorona part
Yeah.
17. Someone gave him $100,000 budget, and like they went to an old house and stuff and then paid themselves a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And it's just a big fucking scam. So art over industry, right? You find those artistic movies, they're pretty cool. This I felt was exactly the same. Not like the same movie, but that
Mm-hmm.
same sort of like feeling.
Yeah.
And I liked this a lot. I thought it was great.
Yeah. It was good. Like I
Yeah,
said, but like it.
it's fucked up.
Oh, it is. It is.
Mhm.
The whole time I'm watching it, and it left you with that once again. The whole me going, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah.
And but it was. I enjoyed it, but like I said, for me, the
Oh, I
Cody.
didn't enjoy it at all. I
I
mean,
enjoy it for Bill. I enjoy it for Bill. Bill makes me enjoy a movie more than what I would if it wasn't Bill in it.
I mean, this is not a fun movie.
Oh, it's not fun.
But like that doesn't mean it's not a good movie,
Yeah.
right? Like we just watched, what was it? Speak No Evil. Have you seen Speak No Evil?
Yes.
Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh my God. It was not a fun movie, but
Mm-mm.
that doesn't mean it's not a good movie, right? Like
Yep.
it gets you in a
Mhm.
way where you're like, wow, that I mean, like it's profound how like painful it is, and I think that's something beautiful in art, right? Just to be able to uh, get some kind of reaction that you otherwise wouldn't. Sallow, the same way. You seen Sallow? Oh my God, you should see Sallow.
I
It's
don't
an
think
old
I.
movie,
I
older
have to
movie.
look for it.
Oh my
I
God.
don't think I have.
It's like one of the shock movies. So like people say a Serbian film, which
Yeah.
I think a Serbian film is fun. I think it's hilarious and stuff. I feel like it's like a joke the whole way. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, this is a movie, right?
I
But
know it. Yeah.
Sallow is like Criterion Collection now, and it's like disturbing. I've never felt anything like it at the end of it, where
Like,
you
is it like SALO?
SALO, yeah, Sallow.
Oh, it's
Um, so it's it's very controversial. But like at the end of it, there's this really awful shit that happens. And like everyone that I've talked to says the same thing about it, where it's like um they get there and they see this awful shit and they feel nothing, right? And it's a profound nothingness. It's just numbness because you've witnessed all of these things leading up to this. And like there's no what do you call that? The denouement and all that stuff. Oh, whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. There's no catharsis, right? There's
Mm.
no emotional release. There's no anything. Instead, you just feel empty. And I've never seen a movie where you felt so profoundly empty before. And everyone seems to have the same experience with it, other than, you know, people that are just so revolted they turn it off before they get there.
Oh, I definitely got to. I definitely got to watch it now.
Dude, do
I,
it.
I will
Send
be
me a
looking for
message
that one.
when you watch it, and
Oh,
we'll
most
talk
definitely.
about it. Nobody wants to talk about Sallow.
Oh, I will definitely talk about it.
I
Yeah.
got, I got like warned on online. Someone asked for good good horror suggestions for children, and I said Sallow, and like they were like, "We will remove you from this group."
I'm like that with, like you said, the Serbian film. That one takes so much heat of people being like,
Dude, it's a
"Oh,
movie.
yeah," and that's what I tell them. I was like, "It's a movie," and they're like, "Well, I refuse to watch it." And it's just the one part of that movie. And I was like, "Well, tell me about the movie. What's so bad about it?" And they're like, "Well, they got that part where he's fucking with the baby," and I'm like, "It's a movie." I was like, "What about
And
the
he
rest of
doesn't
the movie?"
even do it, right?
No,
Like it's just said. The
yeah,
dude says it, and you kind of hear something.
yeah,
Whatever, dude. Like you're out of your fucking mind. Like it's such like a like well produced thing that it nothing ever feels dangerous with it,
Mhm.
right? Like it doesn't seem like they actually put like children in danger for the production of things.
Yep.
Whereas like something like Cannibal Holocaust, that movie feels dangerous as fuck, right? Like
Oh yeah.
they're actually burning stuff down, they're actually killing things. Like it's disturbing in that way. Like
Oh yeah.
again, you can see behind the curtain of it, and you go, that's pretty fucked up,
Yeah, that's
man.
fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But a Serbian film, it was like you're offended by a story. Is
Yeah, that was it.
okay?
A lot of people don't like that stuff though.
I guess. I
they,
guess.
they need that they need that comfort meal.
Mhm.
Is there anything new in the works?
Yeah, actually, I'm just starting to ramp up a little bit. We said we've been like collecting money quietly from Man in Room 6, DVDs and Blu-rays and streaming and all that stuff. And then a few people have given us some cash recently. We said like once we get to this threshold, right, like the halfway point toward what I think is a viable amount of money, we'll actually start taking it seriously. So that has been reached like a few days ago, and
Okay.
now I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get going. So we want to do something this summer, but it's really gonna matter people's schedules and stuff. And I haven't even talked to some of the people that I like. I want to talk to Bill, but you know, I want to have dates, you
Yeah.
know, in mind.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, yeah, I think there's something really cool coming. Really cool. Like
Awesome.
I've said it a few times, but it's the first script I've written where I'm like, someone could kill me for this script. Like someone may like shoot me, they may track me down and kill me. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
there's something to this. And I fed it into an AI program, right? The LLMs and stuff. Like I have one where you can give it a ton of information.
Hmm.
And I was like, analyze the script and stuff. And it came back and it said, like, I implore you not to produce the script and stuff, do the content. And I'm like,
That's
I'm getting all the green lights here.
yeah, that's an automatic green light.
Yeah, for sure. So as much as Man in Room 6 was kind of tame and just like storytelling stuff that I wanted to do, this one not so much.
Awesome. I'm already looking forward to it already.
Yeah, sick.
Can't wait. The another thing is you're like a man with many hats. You also do you do like, is it photography, artwork, or I know
Yeah.
on your Instagram is full of some awesome stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing a bunch of like I started working with AI stuff
Mm-hmm.
and like it inspired me. So I started doing studio photography and stuff too, and then some graphic design work, and then sometimes a mishmash of all those things. Uh, but yeah, like it's a journey of 365 pieces of art in 365 days, and some of them suck, right? Because you gotta make a piece of art today.
Gotta make it. Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
gotta be done. But it's been awesome. It's like as much as movies are really tough and they're discouraging, right? Because you like have to raise all this money and bring all these people together, and it takes so much time, right? Like you only get a few of these things in your lifetime to
Mhm.
make. Um, Being able to just like go and set up lights and shoot something that still tells a story, and that was the big revelation for me. I never really thought about photography as telling a story in a single image. I was like, oh fuck, I can do this over and over again, and if it sucks it's no big deal. Like that's incredible. It's so much pressure off and stuff. So yeah, I've been doing that and just posted them, and we've done a few like gallery shows and stuff, and one best in show at Prince of Darkness, like a kind of local show here and stuff.
Okay.
PRINTS of Darkness, cool
Yeah.
name, right? Um, so doing some interesting stuff, and it's fun and keeps me practiced, and it doesn't force me to do like fucking weddings and stuff. Like shit like that makes me want to fucking kill myself. I did it for years, right? Like I had to make that money, and like I
Yeah.
have the skill set, I can do it, but like Jesus, like not within my interest, and it sort of perverts the things that I love. That seems weird coming from me, but like it perverts the art of it, right? Like it turns it into a purely commercial thing, and I don't like that. So yeah, I did like baby photography. You know what that is? You have any kids, Jay?
Oh, I do. Older, but yeah.
Yeah.
You mean the
When you
ones like
first had them, did you get propositioned for like photos in the hospital and shit?
no,
No. Okay, so there's a company that just does that shit. And
straight
then
from
they
the
try to get
hospital?
you. Yeah, they take a picture of your kid in the hospital, and then they give you a thing for a free photo session like 6 months down the line. And then they show up at your house with all this shit, and then they're like, buy this package that includes your kid's stuff, and you have to like pose these babies and shit. Like I was doing this before I had a kid, and I like if you don't have a kid, you're like, look at this fragile piece of glass. What do I do with it? And like they cried it and shit. And like every day I was driving to work, and like I drove over a bridge, and I was like, I should just turn and drive off the
Right
fucking
off the
bridge, man.
side.
I can't take this shit. But I didn't stay there. I just quit. So, you know,
I couldn't.
quit before you kill yourself, kids.
I couldn't see myself doing that either. You know, the
Oh God, it
crying.
was fucking awful.
Yeah, the crying kid thing, and then no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't even talk about it without starting to get a little heated.
Yeah.
I want to go find a bridge now.
What else you want to talk about, Jay?
I just mainly wanted to basically just give you a chance to talk about anything, to draw some attention to you and what you do, and just have a I know my show ain't big, so all 12 to 15 people that listen to it, to be able to kind
Dude,
of know who you are, know what you're about and stuff.
yeah, I think we kind of got that here,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, I kind of hate doing promotional stuff.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird, and everybody's always like, fucking, you know what? You said that thing about you being a bad interviewer, and you're not, because like you researched and you came at me with questions that were relevant and interesting. Because like I fucking do these things, and they're like, what made you decide to make movies?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, that is really like, it's so vague, and I don't know what to even say to that, right? But like, it asked me about things that happened, and like
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's sick. And I appreciate you giving me the time, or my films the time, more accurately, um, and actually watching my movies. That's incredible. Thank you. And if anyone else decides that they want to after this, I don't blame you if you decide not to, but that's cool. But if you do, hit me up or something. Like, just say, like, dude, I watched it and it sucked. I'm cool with that. For
Yeah.
real. Like, our statistics on our movies say that, like, I don't know, like 60,000 people have seen Man in the Room 6. And like, it sounds like 100 people to me. Like, I don't hear about it at all.
Yeah.
And like, no one like, back in the day, everybody reviewed shit and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and no one really. I think that they get through that 2.5 hours and they're like, I'm not going to invest any more time in this fucking thing. I've invested enough time. But yeah, if you just hop on social media, say hello, say your movies suck and you should kill yourself. At least I know you watched them. Right?
You got somebody telling you to go find that bridge again, something.
Yeah,
Have them
I've
be
gotten a
creative.
death threat before. It
Oh
was
yeah.
for yeah, it wasn't for a movie though. Well, it was, but it was for school, because I teach at universities and stuff, and we showed Monster. You seen Monster?
Yes.
Okay, so Charlize Theron
Yep.
and stuff.
Yep.
It's not that bad, right?
No.
Really great performance. Showed it in like the film appreciation class and stuff. And the dude like had like some kind of stalker obsession with Charlize Theron, and
Oh
had no
wow.
idea that she like made herself look this way. So like, I ruined her in his eyes and stuff. And he sent me like 3 emails that said like, my head was going to be cut off my body and stuff. Like,
Damn.
police had to be
Oh
called
wow.
and stuff. I thought it was funny, and then I sent it to like, I thought it was really funny. And Carrie, my wife and producer and stuff, she was like, you should probably send that to your boss, and let them know what's up. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, my
So I got these emails, and they're like, you need to call like the police immediately in case this guy shows up at your house. But I didn't think it was a serious thing, right?
man, just
They couldn't, he wouldn't know where I lived anyway.
he could
But
he could have followed you home. He could be like,
it's possible, but whatever. Like, if I got killed over a movie, what a way to go. Like, put it in my obituary. It's cool. I would hope it's not over like a Charlize Theron thing,
that's
but
what I was about to say. I wouldn't want it to be over, a movie monster,
yeah.
Let
Yeah,
it
if it's the next one, someone shoots me in the street for slandering someone,
yeah.
then cool. It,
If it's for your own movie, then hey, that's a little better.
yeah, that's the best marketing ever,
Yeah.
right? I'm dead now. Go see this movie
Yeah.
because he died for it.
Yeah. The people were so worked up over it.
Yeah, yeah, that's the dream, right? Just get murdered.
Yeah. The hate is good.
Yeah, I think so, right?
But hey, Trevor, man, I appreciate you coming on here, man, and talking to me, just kind of just shooting the shit with me, brother. I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, totally. If you want to do this not recorded, we can always talk and stuff. That's cool too.
Oh
You're my
hell yeah.
friend now, Jay.
Hey, this is true. I appreciate it. I'm glad you reached out to me because, like I said, when you hit me up on Instagram about it, and I've had a couple of like independent movies I've talked about, and they've kind of hit me up in Twitter or something like that, or X now, whatever the fuck they call it.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, man, I appreciate you watching the movie stuff like that." So that's been one of the cool things to me, is just that something small like that you took the time out to hit me up, and
Oh
be
yeah.
like, So that's been one of the coolest parts of doing this show is stuff like this, and now I get to go hunt down a movie called Salo.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, dude. Like, you watch Sallow and you go, "Holy shit, I got stuff to say about this," and you want to put it on your show. I'll come on with you and we'll talk about Sallow.
Oh hell yeah. I will we can yeah. Let's go ahead. I will watch that movie and we will work that out or we'll do a show on
All right,
Salo.
cool. Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, brother, I'm not going to keep you. Once again, I appreciate you coming on here. Like I said, all the links for Trevor, his website will be in the little bio underneath this little podcast description shit. You scroll down, click on it. And I think that's going to do it, brother. Anything you want to put out there or anything?
No, I'm happy, dude.
Okay. Well, this is that part of the episode, family, where I need y'all to grab your drinks. Need you to put your chairs away, grab your shit, and get the fuck out of here.